Hey there folks. So in this video what we're going to do is have a look at how we can extend on things we've looked at before in terms of sampling a surface and spawning static meshes on it, but actually filtering using this density filter kind of element that we have here, where each of these points is being mapped from a value between black of 0 all the way to 1 and white. Okay, so what I've got here, I've got all these points, and I could follow processes that we've done in previous videos. I could have, let's just add in here, I could add in a transform points, and we could have this transform points going into a static mesh. Let's just say that I have this mesh entry here. I'm just going to pick, these are all going to be like ground cover. So let's just find this one and apply it to here. And let's just connect it up. There we go, loads and loads of ground cover. And obviously that works really, really well if we want to have basically everything in this static mesh spawner having the same edits and controls on it. So here, if I was to put things onto this transform point, if I was to say, you know, this is going to have a bit of an offset and it's going to have a complete random rotation. So go for 360, maybe it's going to have a little bit of a scale difference as well. Great. If I want to have that on every single one of these, perfect. But do I want that to also include these kind of snowdrop little flowers? Again, they're from the Alpine Mountains pack by Synty. I've got these purple flowers here. Maybe I don't want every single one of these to be changing on their scale, their rotation, or maybe I want to have different values for each of those. But I still want to use the same surface sampler in terms of the actual density and the spread of these. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to detach that for a second. We'll go back to looking at the points. Before I get to here, I'm going to start using this density value in order to filter through the different points. And what I'm doing here, if I go and look for density and look for density filter and add this in, you're going to see it's a very simple node. What it's doing is it's taking in the values of these points. So you can see here, we're taking the point data and it then outputs certain points, but based on a lower and an upper bound. Let's just stop looking at these points and start looking at these ones. So I'm just going to put both on. If I turn off the surface sampler, you can see all of the points and only the points that exist as a grayscale value, so as a point density between 0.5, so mid-grey, through to 1. What about if we went from 0 to 1? Well, that would be all of them. If it was 0 to 0.5, then it would be the blacks through to the greys. And we can use this obviously as a very kind of harsh filter. So I could say 0 to 0.1, I'm only getting really the very dark grey to black. And that's 1/10 really of the points that were there. Or you can go in the opposite direction and you can say 0.9 through to 1. And I can just get just the white values. Yeah, so let's have a look at how we can actually use that now, because here I've filtered off each of these individual points, and maybe these points here are going to be, I don't know, let's go with those being the purple flowers. Let's take in another density filter. I'm going to debug this one so I can see it as well. I'm going to plug the points in. Because I've duplicated this one, there's no difference to what I see because they're both 0.9 through to 1. But if I made this one 0.9, but instead of 0.9 it was, let's say it was 0.2. So now I've got 0.2 through to 0.9 controlled by this density filter and 0.9 through to 1 for this density filter. You can see this one here is just the white values. This one here is those mid values. And yeah, we can probably add one more in just to map it all out. And let's go with 0 through to 0.2. If I left some of these, then it would just mean that those points wouldn't exist. I'm filtering out points that I don't need. Okay, so let's just take these, drag them down a little bit so we've got a bit of space. And I think you'll be able to see what's going on here now. We've got this top one, which is just the blacks and greys. The mid value, which is a much bigger, that's 0.7 of our range. This is only 0.1 of our range, and this is 0.2. We can mess around with those values and move those around later. But now I can say I want this one here to grow only those mid-value plants. So the yellowy orange ones. Whereas this one here, I'm going to take, let's say that I'm going to, yeah, let's keep that transform points. Let's keep that for now. And just put a duplicate of this up here. And instead of this one here spawning the ground cover, let's get this one instead to spawn the purple flowers. Actually, let's go for the green flowers for this one. So Control B to find it and replace. And there we go. Now that one's spawning. Let's just turn off all these debugs, and let's just do one more of those. And this one goes down at the bottom, connects in. This is the top 1%, or sorry, 10%, the 0.9 through to 1. Let's get this being these purple flowers, and Control B to find it in the content browser and click it in there. And there we go. Now you can see that I have got one surface sampler that samples out all those points. If I make changes to this, so maybe I want to have less points, I can control all of that from here, from this one place. If I want to go much, much higher, I can have much higher densities of these. I can control the looseness from here as well, so I could spread these out a little bit. I can control the individual point extents. So this is the the default points. I've noticed I've gone for ones that all are around about the same size in terms of their points. I've not used these large ones yet. So all of these are around about the same size for their points, which makes sense to have as one pathway here. But then I filter them into 3 different paths, and if I really wanted to, we'll have a look at how to output these to values and parameters later to make it easy to edit all of them in one go. But if I was to change this one to, like, let's say I don't want this many of the, I believe this one here is the white flowers, isn't it? Yep, so the flowers. If I was to say I don't want to have as many of those green flowers, I could drop this one to 0.1 and maybe put this one to start at 0.1 instead. And now we have much more ground cover and much less flowers. But because each one of them is their own path, now we can start going into here and giving each one of them a little bit more of a variation of what they use. So the ground cover has far more variation in its scale, whereas these ones over here, maybe they don't. Maybe they're a much lower one, so I can control on each one of these. Maybe these are going to have a much bigger chance in their scale. These can be quite a large flower. And remember, it's always important just to press play, get into there and see what this looks like for the player. So those 1.7s are probably really, really big. You'll notice one of the issues here, you can see I keep on walking over all this, and this might be where you want to come into here and just search for collision and change these ones. Things that are like ground cover and grass, you'll want to change those to be no collision. So I'm just going to change those down. On the trees, we probably want them to have their collision. We want them to be able to walk around. Let's just press play one more time and test that out. There we go. So now I can walk through all of these flowers. They're very, very big, probably a bit too big, but remember, I can do this on every single individual one of these. Okay, so density filters, really useful. They allow us to take in a set of points and then break it into as many paths as we need. Each of these upper and lower bounds that we're setting up here allows us to control the actual kind of amount of points, that data that's coming in, the density that's coming in. We can also invert the filter, which obviously will just use the opposite side. So rather than 0 to 0.1, we can invert it to be essentially 0.1 through to 1. But very, very useful. And we can use this to give us a lot of control. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to add in into these static mesh spawners. I'm going to add in the other variations of these plants just so that we have a nice little blocked out area that we can obviously play around with. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing to access more of my Unreal Engine content.